Hi guys, it's Stormus here again, welcoming you to episode 2 of the Company of Heroes 2 weekly review. Now this week we've got some really big announcements to give you, and the first one, I'm sure you guys have seen this already, but the British faction has finally been confirmed by Relic as the next faction to enter the Company of Heroes 2 franchise. It is going to be available from September the 3rd, and there is a 20% discount off for anybody that has a Company of Heroes product on Steam already, so I recommend you guys go and pre-order that now, and I am super excited to have the British back in Company of Heroes. Now the next announcement is a little bit sad, but Cynthia, our very own from Relic Entertainment, is actually leaving and moving on to something else. So I know I speak on behalf of everyone at CompanyHeroes2.org and the Company Heroes community when we say, Cynthia, you will be sorely missed, and thank you for everything that you've done. We wish you the very best in your next journey. Alright, and lastly for the announcements this week, the League of Heroes group stages finally they're in roll now, so if you guys want to follow this tournament, then simply head over and check out the www.twitch.tv/the_league_of_heroes. If you don't remember what that was, I have put the link to that in the description of the channel, so you guys can go check that out, follow the channel, you'll get notifications of when they're streaming, and you can follow any of the progress of each team on the CompanyHeroes2.org website. Okay, so let's jump straight into this week's highlight reel from CompanyHeroes2.org. The first one at number 5, uploaded by Sankinan. It is demonstrating the true power of the IS-2 front armor.
Access to KV-8 flamethrower tanks.
The next video uploaded by Rollo and coming in at number 4 this week, he shows us why the Su-76 is his weapon of choice. Coming in at number 3 this week, uploaded by Carl Moneybags, this is called Sturmtiger, the game-changing shot. Number 2 this week comes in from Dasher PBG, and he's showing us how he likes to use sandbags in games to defeat his opponents. So number 1 on the highlights reel this week shouldn't come as a surprise to you if you have been paying attention to the COH2.org trending list. This is from Lenny, and he shows us why he hates close air support.
Ay. Holy shit! Oh, okay. Oh! 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 Shit! No! 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 No!
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
This is why this game is fucking shit!
Poor Lenny. Alright guys, that's the end of the highlight reel, and I am going to move into the question and answer session for this week. Alright, so the first question this week is from Marcus Downs, and he asked, is there a guide to vehicle icons and what they mean? A common icon is a circle above the vehicle with a cross through it. Would be nice to know what this and other icons mean. Thank you. Well, what I can say is that as far as I know, there is no definitive guide as to what these icons mean. The best way for you to look at it right now is that they are representative of an ability that is in effect from that unit, or something that has happened to that unit, such as crew shock, tank shock, etc. So what I would recommend is that if you get something like an AT gun and you press hold fire, have a look at what symbol comes up above the unit on the screen when you press that. Make sure that you remember that, and you'll know that when you're skimming over engagements, that's what that unit's doing, and you'll know whether to turn it on and off depending on what you need from that unit in each engagement. What I will do is talk to some of the guys on the strategy desk for companyheroes2.org, and I will try to get them to actually make a definitive guide of this, and I will post a link to this in a future episode for you. The next question is from Watsaranauf, and he asks, tips on good bulletins for conscripts and tanks, what should I focus on? What I would highly suggest to you is you want to have bulletins in your loadout that are going to be effective no matter what stage of the game you're at, and therefore if you're going to put all your bulletins into one tank that you may have for maybe 5-10 minutes of the game, then that's probably not going to be a beneficial bulletin for you. You'll find that a lot of the top players decide to put their bulletins into infantry because you're always going to have that unit on the field at every stage of the game, and you want to make sure that that core part of your army is always going to be as effective as possible. I would highly recommend having the 3% accuracy bulletin in there, and also you can unlock some of the veteran abilities which I think affect cooldown and reload time, so I would definitely suggest that those two go on there, and maybe have one of your choice that does make that individual unit in your game that is part of your strategy a little bit stronger and more effective when it does enter the field. But yeah, as I say, probably better to stick with infantry bulletins. Maybe making mines cheaper or having the cost of Panzerschrecks reduced is also a good idea, especially as OKW, for instance, struggles in the early game. So definitely have a play around with those. Don't put everything into your tanks because you may not even get to tanks. You may have one tank, it may die instantly, and all those bulletins become null and void. So do think really carefully about that and take that into consideration when you are choosing your bulletins that way. Now, the next item isn't really a question, it's more of a statement from Dr. Thrax, and he says, when you talked about the latest patch, you said it was released in July, not June. Very well spotted. Yes, I did make that mistake. I think I probably made it more than once on that video, and just to let you guys know the reason why, it is because last week I made the video first and then didn't have enough time to do the narration bit by bit without re-editing the entire video, so I did do a one-shot take from start to finish last week of all the audio recording. So it was a real stress to do that, and I did make a couple of mistakes. I do apologize. It was June the 23rd, and that patch has already been released, so all of the patch notes are up there already. So my mistake, well spotted out. Can't get anything past you guys. So hopefully, here we go. Hopefully I haven't made any more mistakes on this video, but please do highlight if I do, and I will correct them if they are serious mistakes. Okay, it looks like we're at the end of Company of Heroes 2 Weekly Review Episode 2. Thank you very much for your support on Episode 1 and Episode 2, I hope. Please leave me some comments and questions in the description, and I'll be back again next week.